Good morning, y'all. Forgive my voice. I am healing up from a very rowdy bike week 2026, and I'll be sharing more about that. I think I'll have the video done tonight. We'll see. I'm working on it. I've got a video to put together to share with you all my amazing experiences and teach you about what I got to do and about the community that I am just so joyfully a part of. And in the spirit of that, what I wanted to do this morning and today is to share with you about the inspiration blueprint. This is the blueprint of my life that I created, that I knew I wanted to create this magnificent life. And these are the steps that I took in order to get the life that I want, that moved me from addiction, depression, anxiety to world-renowned successful artist, a author of 6 books, soon to be 7, soon to be 11. Story for another day. I'll share that later. But time to got the coffee ready. Time to get this party started. 3, 2, 1. Start the day. Coffee is always the most valuable way to start the day. So we are going to start with a cup of coffee. So the inspiration blueprint. This was, gosh, I think back in, I'm gonna guess like 2018 that I wrote this book. That this is available on my website and on Amazon. I have a limited amount of copies on my website. If you get it on my website, you can get it signed. On Amazon, you can just get it quicker. But I do ship out once a week, so be patient with me as you are, if you're ordering. I've only got so many hours in the day. I touch everything. Everything that comes to you from me, I've got hands on, whether it was a keychain that I made or a book that I wrote or a sculpture. My business is personal. So the inspiration blueprint is how I went from anxiety, depression, and just poverty to, I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. I had no idea that when I did this, when I wrote this, when I came up with this concept, I had no idea where it would take me. I knew that I didn't want to be depressed and, angry. I didn't want to be poor. I'm like, look at, crying in a Cadillac is way more better than crying in a Dodge Ram with roll-up windows. Ask me how I know. It's just, look at, behind mountains are more mountains, and so you're always going to have hardships in life. The best thing that you could do for yourself is create a life that is as easy, as an easy, difficult life as possible, because it is, like, nothing's fair. Everything, people get hurt, people get sick, like, just shit happens, So the best thing that you could do for yourself, for your family, for all those in the back row watching, is to create a life that inspires you, that you wake up in the morning and go, of course I get to do this. Like, I get to do this. This is my life. And look at, if you are depressed or got anxiety or you are, poverty stricken at this time, it might not feel like you can ever get out of that. I lived more than half of my life that way. Just the mindset, the anxiety, just all of it. I was told when I was younger that I was going to be poor all my life. I got pregnant at 16, and my parents sat me down. They didn't sit me down, they just yelled at me, which, understandably so today, but as a 16-year-old, one, I was terrified. But two, my dad said, you'll be poor all your life because of this. And it's something that I never once questioned. I never once questioned. Now look, he was heartbroken, obviously. Like, if my 16-year-old daughter, which I don't have one, thank you. But if my sweet baby had gotten pregnant or gotten somebody pregnant at 16, I'd have been scared for them too. But standing in that position, I took what my parents said and carried it through most of my life. Now, never once did I stop and think about the fact that there are single millionaire moms, or multimillionaire moms. They exist. But at 16, I just didn't have that bandwidth to really understand that. So I carried that through like 30 years of my life, where, I mean, not that long, but like I carried that through for many, many years of my life, that I was going to be, I was a poor single mom, and so like that became my reality. And instead of really sitting down and looking at who I was, what I wanted to do, what my goals were, I just didn't have the bandwidth to do it. I was shot out as a kid, man. I just had a lot of problems, had a lot of things happen to me, and really just picked up this poor mindset. People would say something, and I would take it to heart. Everyone travels through the world differently with different mindsets. There are some people that are just, that don't go through this. I don't know how. Your experience may vary. I know my experience, and my experience was I just took everything to heart. And when people would say mean stuff, I believed it about myself. And when people, just said, I believed everything. And it's it's such a, look at, life is tough. Life is tough. It's not fair. And you know what? Like we can't control anything, which is pretty effing terrifying. Like you think about it, pretty terrifying. However, we can control one thing, and that's this. That's our minds. And this is stuff I didn't know when I was younger. Like what? Like my ability to do this. I knew like the one thing, I had one true north as a kid, and that was to be an auto mechanic. My dad was a diesel mechanic. I loved following him. I loved how smart he was. We always got to make things. And so like that was my one true north. That was my inspiration. That was my blueprint as a young girl, was that I'm going to go and be an auto mechanic. And so every decision I made to a point like was for that. So like I knew my true north. I knew that was the blueprint for my life. Pardon me. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Nothing better than the first sip of coffee of the day. I knew that my blueprint for me was to be an auto mechanic. So I kept moving towards that. When I went in ninth grade, I went to my guidance counselor and was like, look, I want to be an auto mechanic. Well, he was sexist, and I didn't understand that at the time, but he told me, don't you think you'd be happier in cosmetology or cooking? And the answer is no. No, it's not. To this day, I'm still not efficient. I'm pretty efficient at cooking because just that, and like, well, Uber Eats and DoorDash. Thank you, God, for Uber Eats and DoorDash. I'm really great at ordering food. I'm like, I don't know what I was going to do here. Just trying to do the... I'm really great at ordering food. Pardon me. Bike week. Burnouts. Oh my gosh, burnouts at bike week. So when I was told that, like auto mechanics wasn't for me, man, that messed me up. I was angry, and just led to more depression, more anger. I mean, just like everything. I fought tooth and nail for it. I rebelled. I got into alcohol and drugs, and there was other stuff going on, like at home. I was running away. I just wasn't a happy camper, so I left the campground. Just and like in this, like the story will go on, and I'm not gonna like You can read a little bit about it in here, but that's not why I'm here. Like, that's not what I want to express to you. It doesn't matter, like, where you are in your life today. It doesn't matter how depressed you are, how angry you are, how addicted you are. Like, you could change that. And I will tell you, like, that recipe, that disastrous recipe of the things I was told, the people who didn't see my passion early and fan the flames, just all that, you know, I walked away, and it's generational trauma too, y'all. I'm like, it's nobody's fault. Like, this is just so, and like, and a story for, again, another story for another day. I have so many stories. It's generational trauma also. My parents, you know, like, everyone goes through stuff. They don't do it to be malicious, and some people are malicious, and I don't like, they know they are. However, we can't change anybody. We have to change ourselves, right? We have to change ourselves. We have to give ourselves a true north that excites us. This is how I got myself out of depression. I was told at one point in my life, at one point in my life, I was in a state mental institution. I went to my doctor and I was shot out, and like, this is shot out of a cannon, y'all. It's something that, yeah, I'm like, and I have another book that talks about that one. If you're really depressed, if you're really just going through, or you know someone who's really going through hell in depression, in drug addiction, in just the worst muck, I have a book called FU Fuel. It's the whole word. It's on the cover, nice and big. That is my path out of anger and depression, and like, that's for like that's the nitty gritty. That's a really, that's the nitty gritty. Go check it out. These are all on my website. These are also all on Amazon. Um, I signed copies that are on my website. Pardon me. When I was in the hospital, I went to my doctor and said, when am I going to get out of here? My head shrinker. When am I going to get out of here? And his words to me were, never. You will never get out of here. And, I see what you have behind me. I've written 6 books. Technically, at this point, I've written 10. I've published 6. I'm writing number 7 that'll be published before the other 4 that I have. I mean, like, I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. I'm creating art that is beyond my wildest dreams. I have friends that I call family that are beyond my wildest dreams. I do exactly what I want every single day, and I don't do anything that I don't want to do. I don't create things that I don't want to do. I don't go places I don't want to go to. I don't interact with people I don't want to interact with. I have overcome every single obstacle that the world has put in my way. And not only have I overcome it, I've overcome it with grit and grace and just joy. And it's been a long road to hoe. It's been a lot of work. It's been many mountains that I've had to climb in order to do this. However, if I can, so can you. I'm your possibility. And if your life wasn't as hard, or which everyone's life is hard, it's kind of just, everyone's life is hard. We all go through hardships. We all have generational trauma. Doesn't matter if you're red or yellow, black or white, like, we've all got generational trauma. We've done it to ourselves. We've done it to each other. It's just, this is this. There's, it is what it is, right? However, the way out is by creating a clear picture, a blueprint, if you will, of what you want your life to look like. And this is step by step in how to do that. This is how to create a life that when you wake up, you go, yes, this is what I get to do today. Yes, I get to create this, or yes, I get to work with this person, or yes, I get to work at this company, or yes, I get to send this message, or yes, I get to retire, travel the world and eat great food and meet people from all the cultures and learn about them, right? Like, anything's possible. Anything. I have one more of these left on my store. I believe it's on there, and if not, message me. I've got to go in and look. I'm like, it's sitting there. I know it's available. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have it on my my website, BarbieTheWelder.com. Okay, so the inspiration blueprint is really step by step how to design and create a blueprint. It's a clear picture of what you want your life to look like. And I want to just read this one short part from this. Because I'm honest about everything, so you're going to hear the truth. Those who know me know that I am not a person who candy coats stuff. If you choose to live an inspired life, you have lots of work ahead of you, and you will have to be brutally honest with yourself and make decisions that will be difficult at times. I do promise if you choose to create a blueprint for inspiration and have the courage to make the necessary revisions to your current life, you'll be the happiest and most authentic version of yourself. Ask me how I know. This is wildly profound, y'all. I never in a million years would have I'm just so grateful. I used to be like the angriest person on earth. I used to use everything to beat me up. I mean, like, everything's a hammer, dude. Everything's a hammer. And if you were like, the wrench is a hammer, relationships are hammers, drugs could be hammers, like, vehicles could be hammers. You could beat yourself up with anything, dude. You could beat yourself up with anything. And I am definitely the person that has used pretty much everything on earth to beat myself up with. However, when you make the decision to create a blueprint, a picture of what your life looks like, what you want your perfect life to look like, all those hammers, it just turns into you hammer yourself with gratitude. And you hammer yourself with joy, and every thought, feeling, and action feels like unconditional love and support. The unconditional love and support you wanted as a child or as an adult is available here now on earth. It's this, and it's by getting crystal freaking clear on what you want your life to look like. Because look at, you could sit there every day and be angry your life isn't what you want it to be. You could sit there and write to me and say, Barbie, business isn't fun, and I have to answer the phone all day, and I call bullshit. I call complete bullshit, because you get to change that. If your business isn't what you want it to be, it's you could change that. Don't sit there and complain about it. Create a blueprint for what you want your business to look like. If you think that business is going to be, XYZ, and you don't want it to be that, look at, you know what I do? I go to motorcycle events and I FSU, you know what I'm saying? Go to tacos and burnouts, and I'm getting paid for it, okay? I'm getting paid for it. I'm out here partying like a rock star, like going to different events. I just rode with, I was invited to the morning ride, the biker bells. I'm a ride captain. I rode with Athena Ransom and Karen Davidson. I got to just go support the Jesse Combs Foundation. I just got photographers to take pictures of me. Photographers from all over the world are here taking pictures of me. And this is my work. This is my job. Right? And this is how I did it. Y'all want to get paid for living your best life? Pick up this book and get a crystal clear picture of what you want your life to look like. And look at, I didn't know that this was possible. Look at this. Look at this wall. I didn't know that. This is my museum I've got going on here. I didn't know this was possible. I got paid to go on that cruise and speak in Haiti. I got paid to go on a cruise and speak in Haiti. Now, I didn't know that that was possible, but I knew that I wanted to travel the world and get paid for it. I wanted to travel the world and create art and connect with other artists and other business owners and be inspired by them and inspire them and just meet my family all over the world. I didn't know that any of this was possible. I just knew, like, I knew a few things, and what it is turned into is beyond my wildest dreams. Beyond my wildest dreams. All that anger, all that depression, all that anxiety has turned into gratitude. It's turned into gratitude and friendships. It's turned into unconditional love and support from myself, because I did what my heart really wanted. My soul, my heart, my brain, my essence, my aura, my spirit, name it what you want. I'm doing everything I wanted. And because of that, the way I'm like, what's happening in the world is everyone in the world, I'm putting out that energy and the whole world is sending it back to me. And I'm not effing special, y'all. I'm me and you are the same. We are the same. And so this is available for you. Now, what's really fun is everyone's blueprint of success is different. It's all different. And maybe yours is the same as mine. It's cool. It's available for you too. There is abundance for everybody. It is available for everybody. It's here waiting for you. I'm here waiting for you to get here. There's a place for everybody. Black and yellow, red and white, baby. Jesus loves all the little children, wants us to be happy. But you have to do it. It's an inside job. So I'm going to let's see if we can pop in here. So the first thing, and I'm going to just go over, oh my goodness, let's see. I'm going to do just a brief outline of this because this is, just give me a minute because, wow, it's wild to talk about this. It's wild because I don't even recognize, I could never be friends with who I used to be. This is just so profound. I love me. I'll always love me. But the woman that I used to be, I love her. I could never go anywhere close to just the anger I used to carry. It's profound because it's been replaced with joy. And if you're carrying anger, if you're carrying resentment, if you're carrying frustrations, and look, life isn't perfect. I still have these things, but it is 99% love and maybe 1%, 1% every now and then. But where it used to be, where it used to be anger and frustration and resentment all the time, and then maybe 1% joy, and that would bounce back to the anger and frustration, it is now completely the opposite, where it is 99% of the love and joy and, all the things, 1%, maybe 1%. But I'm so practiced in the joy and the love and living a life that's I'm so inspired by my life. I inspire myself. It just wild how this happens. It's like a compound interest, or a snowball, like how a snowball rolls downhill. It just gains momentum, it gets bigger, and like that's how this is. It's like at first this is really hard work, and then later on it just grows this momentum, and it becomes effortless joy. It just becomes effortless. It's a new habit is what it is. This literally is. It's picking up a new habit, a new way of thinking. So first chapter, and I'm just going to tell you the names of the chapters because it'll give you some motivation. We're doing Monday morning motivation, right? I love this. This just makes me so happy. And like this is what's really cool is when you're done with this book, and I'm like, I say motivation, and I'm like, I don't like motivation. I think I'm calling BS on motivation because when it's motivation, it means you have to force yourself to do stuff. That's why that your New Year's resolution doesn't work is because you're trying to motivate yourself to do something that you're not inspired to do. Motivation is forced, and inspiration is like a moth to a flame. You're drawn to do it. It's effortless to do. You don't have to force yourself in order to go and do something. It's like moth meet flame, right? Look at me wag my tail. You can tell when I'm happy, I wag my tail. It feels like a miracle for me to move from the having to motivate. I've never had to motivate myself to get into the studio to go make art, ever. I'm obsessed. I'm lovingly and joyfully obsessed. Full send, like, let's go. I wake up and I'm like, yeah, baby, I get to be me again. One more day and the Life is Good tour. It's here. And it's here waiting for you. This is for you. I'm possibility, y'all. I'm possibility. If I could do it, anyone can. And I mean, like, dude, they told me I would never get out of that mental institution. 3 days later, I was out. Tell me I can't, and I'll show you I can. But enough about me, more about you, okay? So, the inspiration blueprint. Chapter 1 is be unapologetically authentic. Probably the fucking hardest part, excuse my language, probably the hardest part of everything is to be unapologetically authentic. Dude, I'm a dorky nerd. I love silly puns. I love, I love motorcycles and mechanics, and like my heart beats to my motorcycle's engine and my Cadillac's engine, and I'm telling you, I'm like, from welfare, driving a Cadillac, driving around, like traveling the world, being paid. I mean, like, dude, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Just wild. The authenticity part is the hardest part for people because we live in a world we're online and it's judgment. And like this is for the kids, man. Like let me talk to my teens. Like please, I hope your teens are listening to this because this is a difference between a teenager that like honestly, and I'm just that like teenager that's depressed, that's angry, that's getting picked on in school, like their authentic self is being crushed down by people who are wearing masks because they're scared to be themselves and they want to fit in. I had the hardest time in high school. I ran away. I got kicked out. I hated school. It wasn't for me. It just was really hard for me. It was. And so I just fed my depression. I was suicidal for, what am I? I was suicidal for more than half of my life. I mean, like, it's just, like, I didn't realize that it wasn't normal. So I'm going to just, to my teens, to the teenagers out there, to anybody out there, it's not just teenagers, but especially teenagers, because I know how hard 13, 14 and 15 and 16 and 17, 18, 19, 20, and all the years. Like, I know how hard it is to be yourself, and especially when you're in school and you've got cliques and you've got people that are just, you know, they're scared to be themselves, so they're sheep. And they're all picking on you because they're scared to stand up for themselves. They're sheep. They don't know who they are, but you do, and that's why you're here. You know who you are. It is so important to be authentically, unapologetically, authentically yourself. If you're a dork, then be a freaking dork, dude. Own it. Own the, own your dorkiness. I'm like, I'll nerd out anywhere. I'm like, I'm a cartoon character. I love being me. I have fun. I'm like, and I'm like, and how you do that is, what do you love? And just pay attention to that and don't pay attention to anyone else. That's their opinions, And yet it freaking hurts when like literally the entire school tells you to stop shooting up in your face because you've got chicken pox in 8th grade. And it's in my yearbook. Stop shooting up in your face. And I am just like, I just wanted to be loved. Just wanted to be loved. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted friends. And I just didn't really have friends. And I was just, again, awkward and poor and just awkward, But you got to be you, and you got to ignore the noise, and that's why having a blueprint, having a clear north, having a clear picture of what you want and who you want to be, because when you have that clear north, it shuts out the noise. It's like blinders. It's like having blinders on. And sometimes you've got to walk through life ignoring the noise, ignoring that blinders, and keeping your true north. You know who you are. F them all, man. If they don't love you, they're not for you, but there are people out there who are for you. I'm for you. I'm your biggest fan. Keep being you. If you're awkward, own it. It's fun being awkward because I don't have to be normal. Normal's weird and boring, dude. Be awkward. I'm like, I'll find you. Shine your freaky light. You know what I mean? Like, just go and be you. I'm like, this is what's so beautiful about your being authentically yourself. When you take off your masks and stop trying to fit in with these dumb MFers, you take off the mask, it lets your beautiful light shine. And then I can see you and we could be friends. But I can't see your light if you're wearing a mask and trying to fit in with other people. If you like marching band, dude, you go be the best marching band person ever, because it's going to bring you so much joy because you're going to march to the beat of your own drum. I do. I'm not in marching band, but I march to the beat of my motorcycle, I march to the beat of the welding, and you have to march to the beat of your own drum, your own heartbeat, your own resonance. You have to resonate with yourself. And this is how you find yourself, so that you can resonate with yourself. We're not taught this. We're not shown this. This shows you how to make that blueprint. So the first thing is being unapologetically yourself. Take the mask off. Stop trying to fit in. The world has enough sheep. Be a lone wolf, man. My friends are a pack of lone wolves. They're people that didn't fit in. They're the misfits, and they're the ones that are my nature children. They howl at the moon. I have goosebumps. Not one of my friends fit in, and like what's great is we all fit in with each other because we don't fit in. We're not factory. We're custom, baby. We're custom. I'm custom everything. And you are too. You're custom. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? I love you. If no one's told you today how freaking special you are and how much they love you, I love you, and you are more special than than you could ever imagine. And I know how special I am, and it's still way more special than I could ever even wrap my brain around. I keep trying. You're way more special than you'll ever know. Take the mask off. Don't throw it away. Stop trying to fit in, y'all. You were born to stand out. Be unapologetically authentic. Be honest about what makes you happy, and then align your life with those things. Just hear this out. Be honest about what makes you happy, and then align your life with those things. And this will go into it more. This live stream will take longer than it will for you to read this book. I just want to be here with you in this space, because I know how lonely that I was when I was learning this. And so I want to be here with you in this space and just share with you, so you don't have to feel lonely. Dude, like, life is a team sport, and if you're feeling lonely, like, stick around. I'm like, together we rise. I'm here for you, right? We're here for each other. Okay. Create your blueprint. So chapter 2. I saw in my mind what I desired my life to be, and then I reverse engineered, worked backwards until I knew each step I would need to take to get me there. Okay? So you have to create your blueprint. And in order to do that, it takes taking off the mask, being authentically yourself, which, like I said, it is a challenge to do that because we've been programmed to fit in. It's, I mean, like, literally, like, the world will scare you into fitting in. It will scare you into conforming. It will fit in or else, you know. And, like, I want you to look at history, you know. If you're on the fence about fitting in and not fitting in, and you really want to just, like, you want to, but you're still a little bit scared, I'm like, go back and look at history. I'm like, I guarantee you, the people that have biographies on Wikipedia didn't fit into history. They didn't fit into the crowd. They spent their life standing out. And it might look at it, like, a lot of these famous people, they didn't get famous till after they died. They didn't realize the impact that they were having. They were just out there living their best life. And then later on, people realized how BA it was. We're doing this for ourselves. Frick everyone's opinion. Like, we're not doing this, like, for fame and fortune and everything that comes with it. But when you're living authentically, sometimes that's a happy byproduct. And same thing with the financial. When you're living authentically, when you are soul-centered on what makes you happy, on everything that really just sends you, when you are doing that, the money kind of is a happy byproduct of that. Fame and fortune and everything that comes with it, a happy byproduct. And again, your blueprint for what success is for you might be wildly different than what it is. And it should be, because we're all individuals. You know, if I was a stay-at-home mom, that my blueprint for success would be that my children are well-adjusted, that they are happy individuals, and that when they go out into the world, they feel confident and secure to be exactly who they want to be, that my husband or significant other would be, you know, when he came home would have the meals, like, just, yeah, just be the best damn housewife that ever existed. Like, that's, you know, that's who, you know, just, and like, everyone's like idea of success, like, and this is an inside job. This is a personal thing that you do. Your blueprint will look different than anyone else's on earth. And what's really important is that looking at yourself and taking that time and saying, if money was no object, if time was no object, if limitations were no object, what would I be doing? What would it look like? What would I want my life to look like? So the next chapter is be courageous. I have been fearful many times in my life, but I find that my greatest growth has come each time that I act in spite of that fear. Excuse me. Okay. The next chapter is live to learn. I live to learn. I do what I lovingly refer to as information stacking. I deeply study several subjects and then combine them. This allows me to think and move, pardon me, in different worlds, to be, to be innovative and implement strategies that other entrepreneurs or other people would never think of. Other stay-at-home moms or other painters or other business owners or other name it. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter what your career is, what your passion is. Just live to learn. Study different subjects that make you happy. What are you drawn to? Again, this goes back to, you know, what are you drawn to? What calls you? Weird thing. I'm like, I didn't understand it for years, but I was drawn to fashion. I'm like watching Tyra Banks in America's Next Top Model. Dude, I mean, like, I cut the sleeves off of all my t-shirts. Like, this is what I wake up and I'm like, do this with my hair and I put it in 2 ponytails, or I braid it, or I put my rubber bands in it, or messy bun. I mean, like, I've got a couple of tricks with my hair, but I'm like, I don't blow dry it. I'm like, I brush it most days, you know. Some days I just messy bun it. Like, you know, like fashion and America's Next Top Model and like Project Runway, it doesn't make sense for me. But also, I'm like, I'm so fiercely fierce. Love you, Tyra. We were on the Kelly Clarkson show together. Talk about profound, right? I'm like, and with the Wu-Tang Clan. Same episode of Kelly Clarkson show. Go look it up. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I don't know what I didn't know why at the time that I was drawn to these things, but I was. And so I spent time with it. And then later I realized, and if you could see the tradesmen, if you've seen my sculptures, if you've seen my girls with their clothing, I realized later it's because I love the texture. I'm obsessed with texture, whether it's with feeling it or sculpting it and creating it. And you can see like the texture in this sculpture, my side table, my craftsmanship, my leather jacket, the texture in that leather jacket, that's metal, but it looks like leather. Because like years and years ago, I didn't know why, but I was drawn to it. And so I spent a lot of time around it. It was just so deeply inspiring. I was so inspired by it. I didn't, you know, dear little moths, go find your flames. They won't make sense. Maybe they make sense, but maybe they don't make sense. Don't worry about if it makes sense or not. Go for it. Go towards it. Just allow yourself to be drawn to it, because what it will turn into will just, right? The coffee, just wild. It's wild. Live to learn. But learn the things that bring you joy. Look at teens, if you're stuck in school, if you're, you know, get yourself through, do what you got to do to get yourself through, learn what they're, but like go home and study what you want to too. Like make sure, or like figure out a way to make it fun. You know, education looks wildly different today. You know, maybe you could do homeschooling, like talk to your parent about homeschooling, or talk to a guidance counselor about homeschooling. And if you're getting no's in different places, go look for yeses. Every no will get you one step closer to a yes. I had 20 no's, you know, and then like I wanted to weld live. I had 20 no's. I went to 20 different businesses. was like, look, I want to weld live. Would you donate the equipment I need to weld live? I'll promote your business. And 20 different businesses said no, but the 21st business that I showed up in, I didn't even get the whole pitch out of my mouth, and they said yes. You know, maybe homeschooling is for you. Maybe online education is for you. If you're not happy in school, find a different path, right? Find a different path. Just get a download. I'm going to work on a path for alternative education. Dude, it's so time. I've got an idea. All right, enough of that. I'm like, more. Okay. Be bold. Making bold moves is necessary to create a life that you are proud of. But when you plan your bold moves, they are much less daunting. So when you have to make a bold move, like like making a pitch to a company about them paying you to go on a cruise so you could cruise around the world, like so you can make them a sculpture. Dude, kind of terrifying to make a bold move. I'm like, I've never talked to a, talked to a cruise company before about dude, the shit that I've done. Man. I inspire you, man. Being bold takes courage, but when you plan your bold moves, it's a lot less daunting and it's a lot of fun, man. You should definitely be inspiring yourself with the decisions that you're making, because I am. And like, look, it doesn't start out like this. It's terrifying at first. I'm sitting here laughing about it because I'm like, it's just reminding me how freaking audacious AF that I am. I'm like, just, man, I'm like, I wish this upon you, man. I'm sending you bold moves, sending you the courage to take bold moves, to go and shake things up and go be you and just go be audacious and wild, y'all. Man, just do it. All right. Never give up. The next chapter is never give up. And listen, each of these, like, what this book is like, I'm giving you in here, it's like a brief outline of my story, just little bits of my story, but then how you can implement each of the things, each of these chapters, how you can implement this for you, how I did it, like what my life looked like, how I did each of these things, and then like how you can, and like, it's just really great, like, step by step, y'all. So the next chapter is never give up. Okay? Never give up. Keep moving forward. Look, it's tough. Today's tough. I had a hardship. Things didn't turn out. Keep moving forward, because here's the deal, man. You can't fail if you keep trying. You can't fail if you keep moving forward. And what's amazing is, like, it's wild. You can't fail if you keep trying. I failed my way to success. I took every effing failure that I had, and trust me, I had failures. Like, I should do a video on all my failures and all the way I just tripped over myself, or, you know what I mean? Like, got in my own way, and trust me, I'm like, I did. But I took every effing failure that I had and I turned them into stepping stones, and I paved my way to success. And you can too. Dude, every failure, I'm like, I get excited if I fail at something, because it's not even failures anymore. And you know what? I stopped calling them failures. I'm like, you either, you win or you break even. There are no more failures, y'all. No more failures. Say you want to go and like just, pitch a company to go do something. I'm like, you're either going to get it or you're going to break even. You're not going to fail at this. And like that right there, that one little like just pearl of wisdom, that one little spark of wisdom, my little sparks, my little zaps. that one little zap, 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 change your brain, you will win or you will break even, because you can't lose, dude. You can't lose. You can't go backwards. It's like you're gaining. Even if you lost all your money and end up in the streets, dude, like, you've gained knowledge. I know that's a harsh, like, just kind of like, but I'm like, it's happened. It's happened. I've overcome it a couple times. You will win or you will break even. Never give up, y'all. Just keep moving forward. Okay, and for all of y'all that are out there listening, if you're struggling, if you don't have anyone in your life that's like, I believe in you, man, Barbie at BarbieTheWelder.com. Email me. I will believe in you. You know, we all need that one person that says, I believe in you. I'm here for you, y'all. Like, there was no one that did this for me in the beginning. It was many, 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 many years, many of me working towards this dream, of working towards what I'm sitting in. I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. Like, every day I'm like, I cry a lot, and it's only out of gratitude and joy today. You know what I'm saying? I used to cry a lot out of depression and anxiety and fear. And today, I'm like, when I cry, I'm like, dude, I'm filled with gratitude. I used to be filled with anger, and today I'm filled with gratitude, and it pours out of my eyes. I have so much gratitude. I don't know if I have room for all the gratitude, so it just comes out of my eyes. Look at, but it definitely wasn't always that way. And I used to cry a lot out of depression, anxiety, anger, and fear. Look at, I believe in you. You can do this. Together we rise. I am here for you. You are not alone anymore. Life is a team sport. Together we rise. If you need just a personal, like, look at, Barbie, I'm having a hard day and I need a hug, email me. Give me, like, be patient. I guarantee I will respond to you. If you need a hug, I love hugs. I love sending them, and I love receiving them. It is the nicest thing I think I'll ever do for myself. If you need a hug, find someone safe that you care about and ask them for a hug. I did it yesterday. I did it yesterday. I just went up to an acquaintance of mine, and I was like, dude, I could really use a great hug. And ask and you shall receive. You know? I think it's so important for us to get, and look at, and if you don't know anyone in your life that it's safe, go online and ask for a hug. You know what I mean? Like, I did it a couple of years ago. I was in the middle of making the tradesman sculpture. I was just having, and then left my boyfriend in the middle of it. And like, the whole thing, just life was just like, kicking me in the teeth. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it was so hard. And I literally sat down and did a video and was like, I'm having a hard day and I could really use a hug. Will you please send me a hug? Look at, we don't receive if we don't ask for what we want. And that's what this is about, is asking for what we want. It's asking, it's ourselves. We have to ask ourselves, what do you really want? Because a lot of times we're just out here in the world, like, living our parents' programming. Pardon me. And we don't realize, we don't always stop and ask ourselves, what do you really want in this world? And we have to be crystal clear on it, because you will get what you ask for. Want anxiety? Walk around telling everyone how anxious you are, because you're literally just continuing to program yourself by repeating it again and again and again. You want a happy life? Start programming it, because that's what this is like, we're talking about this. So if you need a hug and you don't have anyone close by, that, like, someone that you can trust to just, like, and it needs to be more than 30 seconds, man. Like, it is the most special thing you'll do for yourself. And if you don't have anyone, go make a video, go put it on social media and tell people. And look at anyone that says anything negative, I don't want you to respond to them. I want you to block them. Okay? We don't give energy to negativity, because if you do, if you're angry about that, and if you're literally just You're fueling it. Like, what are you fueling your life with, right? The minute an MFer comes on your social media and just, because I used to go in there and I just used to like roast, I used to roast them because I definitely have built up the ability to roast people. I'm like, you want to talk about killing people with kindness? I'm like, I will block people that are negative. I've walked away from every negative relationship in my life. I will not give them any energy. I give you no energy. I put you on the shelf. Block. Anyone that's positive, allow them, right? And just say thank you. I need a hug. Send me a hug. Thank you. Word it however you want. It's, you know, we need to give ourselves, we need to ask for what we want. And not everyone in our life is qualified to give that to us. And so we have to be vigilant. You have to vet people. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your beauty. Okay? Be honest. Next chapter is be honest. Facing the truth about my personal shortcomings as a business owner and as a human being. Where am I showing up empty? Was the only reason I was able to move from failure to success. That is probably the hardest chapter ever. But I told you this wasn't going to be easy, but it is worth it, okay? Nothing of significance. Nothing of significance is easy. It's not easy in the beginning. It gets easier and easier. Because here's the deal. When I first started making metal art, I was awkward AF. I'm still awkward as AF. But it's joyfully today. I'm like, because you practice. Anything you practice becomes easier. You know, we need to practice saying no to things that we don't want to do. Like if you're a business owner and you're like, I hate answering the phones, business is not fun for me. You're the only one that can change it. But you have to be honest. You have to look inside and ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I want to be doing? Who do I want to be? Do I like the fact that I continue being, and like this is my experience, and it's whether it's with business or with relationships, do I constantly want to be treated like crap by the people that I've got in my life? Do I want to be lied to? No. Do I want to be disrespected? No. Do I want to be marginalized? No. We have to be honest about that. And when I sat down and looked at all my relationships and realized that I was a common denominator, guess who has to take a step back and say, you know what? It's been going on. I've had a certain way of acting in the world. I've been showing up empty to these relationships. I've been showing up needy. And because I've been needy, I've been allowing a lot of behaviors that I am not happy with. I don't like my results. And I'm the one, like I'm the catalyst. I'm the one that is creating this. I have the vibrational frequency that is attracting, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we are lights, we are our own light source. I am the vibrational frequency that is shining this light, and it is attracting these moths that are treating me, that, you know, that are crapping on me. And when you change your light, when you change your vibrational frequency, when you're honest about the facts, yes, my books are on Amazon. You could get them on Amazon. You could get them on my website. If you get them on my website, I do have limited copies here that I will, I personally sign, and I will send them out, send you a couple of stickers. There's lots of stuff over on my website. There's inspirational materials. Get your some, like whether you go on Amazon or whether you go on my website, all of, it all comes back here. On Amazon, you can get the books possibly a little bit quicker. I do ship everything out myself. I have hands on everything. I ship out 1 day a week. And so if you order on Monday and I get to you Monday, if you wait till Monday night, then I'm like, I will ship it out Monday. I'm like, Mondays are my shipping days. So I have a schedule that I keep that So just be patient, but it'll be a personally signed copy. Not only do you have all my energy from like me writing it, but you'll have the energy of me touching it. I'm sending you love. I'll personally sign it to you. If you want these signed and like made out to a specific person, just put it in the notes when you check out. By supporting me, like you might not want this book, you might not need this book, but if you know someone who needs it, buy it for them. When you buy this, like buy it and put it in your collection. Don't even read it. Support me because it's allowing me to support other people. It's allowing me to share this message so that we can rise together as people, so that we can have, look at, y'all are my neighbors. Y'all are my neighbors. I'm giving away like the whole inside of the book. I'm like, it goes into way more detail, but this is the nuts and bolts of it. You know, honestly, you don't even need to buy the book to get the, but when you buy the book, you support me, and it is allowing me to support people. It is allowing me to it is affording me the ability to give stuff away for free so the people that can't afford it can receive the information. Look at, y'all are my neighbors. I want happy, healthy neighbors. So I give away a lot of stuff for free because I know that when I needed this information, I couldn't afford it. So please help support me if you can, so that I can support others. You are supporting one person, and in like by proxy, you're supporting millions of people by supporting me. Go out in the world and find the people that are leading and supporting, and support them, because it is by proxy. I'm like millions of people are seeing my videos. They're learning how to weld art. They're learning how to weld their minds, how to steel their minds, how to create metal, METTLE, metal, like by supporting me, you are allowing me to support millions of people around the world. And this is Together We Rise. Life is a team sport. So I'm very, very grateful for your love and support. It means the world to me, because this is my joy. This teaching, teaching mindset and how to weld art. Teaching is part of my blueprint. It is what brings me the deepest joy in sharing. Like, look at, I was the most unhappiest woman on earth. I spent half of my life like wanting to kill myself, and like was doing so slowly over time. Everything's a hammer, dude. Everything's a hammer. I was doing it slowly over time through just one decision at a time. And I've gone from that to just like the peak. I'm like peak happiness, peak gratitude, peak joy, peak financial stability. I'm like, it's incredible. I want this for everybody. And so this started back in 2015. I'm like, I was a year into being a full-time artist and really just started to see how it was like really changing my life. And I want it for everybody because I want my neighbors to be happy. When I walk out in the world, I'm like, I want happy people. I want everyone to have what I have. Like, and I'm like, yours will look different. I'm like, living inside your dream will look different than me living inside mine. But like the blueprint, like we're all like, together we rise. So that being honest, the chapter about facing your personal shortcomings, dude, it's the hardest chapter out of all of this. It really should have been one, but I'm like, it's in the middle of the book towards, it's being honest about your shortcomings. It's the rawest thing, but when you face what you've done, look at, I am the common denominator and all the crappy people that I had in my life. I'm the one that, I had that, my light was shining of abuse me because of my self-belief and what I picked up. But what you pick up, you can put down, but only if you're honest, right? Hardest part. And again, when you go through this chapter, it's going to be You know, again, anything that you build that's of significance isn't going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. So worth it. And again, I'm here for you. Barbie at BarbieTheWelder.com. Email me. You know, I'm here for you. I believe in you. Look at, you've got to get rid of anyone that's negative, and you have to and do it slow. Maybe you don't want, maybe you rip the Band-Aid off, maybe you do it slowly over time, but your awareness of the fact that it's you, look at, go and cry about it. I definitely have spent time. Let me explain something to you. I've been riding around in shit boxes my whole life. It's just, and this is and I want you to know, for me, like, your honesty, the willingness to look at it. How many months? I am 6 months now. I've rode around in shit boxes my whole entire life until 6 months ago. This is the best thing I ever did for myself. One of the many things. Up until 6 months ago, I've been driving these shitbox cars. It's been a joke in my family, or shitbox nation. I'm like, and what I realized is, and I'm sitting in my 2005 Dodge Ram with a Hemi at a stoplight over here on Hand Ave by my studio. My truck had, my truck has roll down windows, like hand crank windows. My seat has a giant hole in it where, before I bought it, someone must have dropped a cigarette and it burned it down to the frame. I'm sitting on a foot cushion that you put into a chair so I don't hurt myself on the metal that is showing. When it rains, it leaks through my oh shit handle because the door has been jacked up. My AC works intermittently, and I live in Florida, y'all. And to top it off, if I hit the brakes hard or if I turn the corner too sharp, my truck stalls because there's a vacuum leak somewhere, okay? But other than that, it's got a Hemi. This is 6 months ago, y'all. And I was sitting at this stoplight, and it dawned on me that this is how I'm traveling through the world, okay? I have leaks, I'm disconnected, I'm stalling, I'm burned out, you listen to these words, but this is how I have been moving through the world. And this is after 19 years of this journey, 19 years of this understanding. Up to 6 months ago was still living like that. How do you want to move through the world? Look at your vehicles, look at your mindset. The second I realized, I started looking around at how other people were moving through the world, right? I looked at the vehicles on the road. How are they moving through the world? I'm like, I don't want to be clapped out. I don't want to be burned out. I don't want to be stalling. I don't want to be disconnected. I don't want to be hot and cold, the AC working sometimes and not. And I didn't want to have leaks coming in, things leaking in. I wanted to be connected. I wanted to be grounded. I don't want any leaks. I wanted to be secure. I wanted to be comfortable, right? And so I went and bought myself a Cadillac Escalade. I went and bought myself a Cadillac Escalade ESV, extra long vehicle, 4-wheel drive, baby, because I like to go where I like to go. You know what I mean? It's got heated seats and it's got air conditioned seats, first and second row. It's got movie screens for second and third row, dude. The seats, I push a button and the seats fold down so I can camp in the back, because I do like to do that sometimes. I got the 10,000 pound towing capacity because I got a trailer and a motorcycle that I want to bring with me when I go on my adventures. How are you moving through the world? Look at, you have to be honest. Look at these things. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. How are you moving through the world, dude? And I will tell you this, when I got done buying that Cadillac for myself, because I love me a Cadillac. They're like the taillights on Cadillacs, iconic forever. Just love me a Cadillac. Ah, and I love comfort, and I love security, and it's a safe vehicle, and I can tow anything I need to. The salesman told me after we got done with the deal, he goes, I saw that clapped out truck coming on to the parking lot, and he goes, what the hell can I do for this person? They're in the wrong place. Dude, every time I walk by it, I'm like, girl, you did that yourself. You did that for yourself. Look, I do love my clapped out crap boxes, but that's not my daily. And I'm like, my clapped out vehicles are all like, I'm like, maintenance. Everything's running 100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no more leaks, no more this. And when I move through the world, it's with comfort and security. Well grounded. Every time I walk up to that vehicle, it is truth for me. It's because I was honest. And it was hard to look at that, y'all. It was hard to look at that. It was really hard to look at that because, I mean, we're talking about, this is like a lifetime. I'm still, and like you will, I don't know if you will always, you'll get to a point and I'm like, I'm getting myself out of the weeds, y'all. And I'm like, it's a process. It might not happen overnight, but like my awareness, I'm bringing it to you. So hopefully you can move through this faster. Are you joking about driving ship boxes? Don't. I'm saying don't. Get your vehicles grounded and connected with the right fuel. Get their systems working right. I'm saying because how you do one thing is how you do everything, but you have to be honest to begin with. And that part's hard. It's hard to look at yourself and go, damn, dude, look at what you've been doing. You're the reason your life is the way it is. Now look, it might be because of generational trauma. It might be because some, jackwagon told you something that you believed years ago, or some well-meaning person said something that you picked up and carried. But you can put this stuff down at any time. But the catalyst for that is being honest, okay? Facing the truth about my personal shortcomings was the only reason I was able to move from failure to success. And it is still happening in my business, right? If my sales aren't where they want or where I want them to be, guess who is that person? I'm like, I'm the HBIC. I'm the I gotta call my, I don't want to use any word. And you know what, if you know what HBIC stands for, I'm like, I don't call myself that as a habit. I've learned to, and I'm like, I definitely have called myself all the names. And that's something you need to look at too. Because I'm like, first and foremost, how are you referring to yourself? Yeah, HBIC, head billionaire in charge. Ha ha ha, I'm still using it. All right, next chapter, be responsible. Like, it was my fault my business was failing. I could have claimed ignorance or played the blame game, but doing so would have taken the power to change out of my hands. And here's the thing, man. If you're blaming other people for your life, you'll never take accountability and you'll never change. It'll always be crap. But the minute you are honest and are responsible, I am the reason that all my relationships with like exes, I'm the reason that all my exes treated me the way they did, right? It goes back to resonance. What are you resonating? What are you saying about yourself? How are you treating yourself? Ladies and gentlemen, If you're in a relationship that you're not happy about, you chose that. And the minute that you stop blaming everyone else, your past, your blah, 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 and say, look, I'm responsible. And if I got myself into this, I can get myself out. This is not easy, but this is the truth, y'all. You have to take personal responsibility. I'm the one that bought the truck, and I'm the one that traded it in, y'all. I'm the one that traded it in. Oh, and I got a damn good deal out. Like, they actually gave me a lot of money for my truck. I was so grateful. Thank you, Richie Cadillac. Thank you, y'all. It gave me a warranty. I was thrilled, man. That was the best purchase I've ever made. I'm gonna go out and smack it on the tailpipe, dude. Love that truck. Which I call it a truck, and I'm like, I don't even know what to call it. I'm like, go out and slap my Cadillac. I'm gonna call it a Cadillac because that's what it is, man. Work smart. The next chapter is called Work Smart. I laser focus all my energy on the two things that are the most impactful to my business or life: creating epic sculptures and selling those sculptures, right? Creating epic sculptures and selling them. Work smart, dude. You have to streamline. What's the most important thing? And for me, it's education. It's teaching y'all. It's inspiring y'all to live a life that is beyond your wildest dreams. And really, for me, it's three things. It's making epic art. It's writing epic books. And then it's promoting that. Because look at, if I don't promote myself, if I don't promote what I'm doing, y'all won't know that it exists. I can't help anybody. I have to promote it. I have to make videos. I have to be out in the world. And I'm like, but you have to work smart. You have to get crystal clear on who you are, what you want to accomplish, and then you have to go and put it out there in the universe. You have to work smart. Make the things that are so important, like, make them priority, okay? Laser focus your energy on what's important, okay? Dude, here's the one. Be patient. And this sculpture right here is named Patience. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. This is long-term happiness. Anything that is built of significance will take time, okay? Be patient with yourself as you are growing and changing yourself. This is foundation. You are creating a foundation. Every single day you are creating a foundation that you're going to stand on tomorrow. This is not rushed. We do not rush our foundation. We do not rush craftsmanship. We do not rush. However, when we are working like with clarity, strategically, patiently, and with grace, which might be the next chapter. Be patient with yourself. It has taken a lifetime to get you to today. And that's whether you're 13 years old or, 63 years old or 93 years old. It has taken you all your life to get to here. Be patient with yourself. We are rewiring. We are reprogramming. We are changing everything. And when you do that, it takes time. This is not checkers, y'all. This is chess. Play the long game. Be patient with yourself and give yourself that understanding. Look at, so while I was creating, and I named this sculpture, I don't know if you can see her in the background. This is my angel, Patience. She's spinning around. She's on a little rotisserie up there. I created Patience when my best friend Gary died in a motorcycle accident a couple of years ago. I knew her name was Patience. I knew the meaning and the feeling of her was patience and healing yourself after you go through trauma, okay? My best friend, like the dude version of me, literally like just connected at the hip from the moment we met here and at the at Bike Week 2022. We both moved to Daytona within 1 day of each other. 6 months later, we went to all the rallies together. We literally just every adventure you could imagine. Everything I said, like, hey Gary, let's go do this. He goes, okay, let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like literally the dork to my dork, you know what I mean? Like just my brother from another mother. Couldn't imagine a better human being to show up into my life. Thank you, God, for Daytona Gary. So I always got called him. That's how I put him in my phone as Daytona Gary and like put that into the universe. And so as I'm creating this sculpture to help move through the pain and trauma of losing my best friend to a motorcycle accident, I was sculpting the feathers and I was about a third of the way through the feathers. And like, it just takes time. And I'm like, because I'm a business owner and also an artist, like I'm both, I'm like the business owner side of my brain goes, how can we do this faster? And like, sculpt and then I go, how can I do this faster, dude? And I'm just like, I realize I'm like, Barbie, you're literally sculpting patience. You're literally sculpting patience. It's not about doing it faster because the financial side of like, how can I get this sculpture done so I can move on to the next sculpture? I'm like, Barbie, don't speed up. How can you slow down? Make every feather a masterpiece. Patience. You're literally sculpting patience. So instead of trying to speed up, how can you slow down and make every single feather a masterpiece, right? And then, so like I said, I was a third of the way through the feathers. By the time I got done with all of the feathers and making every single feather a masterpiece, I actually had to go back into the first third of the feathers. They were so bad looking. I had to go redo them, right? So be patient. Being an entrepreneur has taught me patience, growing both myself and my business into something that I can be proud of has taken time. Be patient with yourself because you are rewiring this frequency, your mindset, everything. This is a long game, people. Don't be in a rush. What you build and create today is what you're going to stand on tomorrow. So we never, ever, ever, ever rush foundation because we want the foundation that we stand on to be deep and wide, okay? Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself as you're healing. I still cry about Gary. Going through something is different than getting over something. So if you've got trauma and, if there's people that you lost, it's like, just be patient with yourself as you're healing. I'm through it. I'll never be over it, right? He is with me always. He has been here with me during my first open house. I bawled like a baby for an hour and a half, like ugly cried for an hour and a half before and after for the first 2 days of open house. I know how proud he is of me. This is both of our dreams. I'll be building a chopper someday. I'm like, we were supposed to be doing that together. I will never stop crying about losing my best friend, right? It'll hit me for years, like I'll do something, I'm planning on doing a ride out to Sturgis, in August, June, July, August, probably July and August, right? Because I'm an overachiever, proud of it. I'm like extra. I'm like, I want to just take all the time. Like, I'll cry about that because that's something that I know that we would have done together. Just be patient with yourself as you're growing foundation, as you're healing yourself. Allow yourself to cry also because, God, it feels so good to be able to do that. When I got that Cadillac, I drove it out and I sat at the ocean And I ugly cried for an hour and a half in the front seat of that Cadillac because I felt safe for the first time in my life in a vehicle that I owned, and I needed to release. I finally felt safe to release that trauma of, you know, driving crap boxes all my life. Okay, so next chapter. Embrace change. My greatest growth has come as a result of me making changes in spite of the fear that I felt at the time. Embrace change. I'm like, look, I completely start turtling myself. You can watch my body language. It's incredible. Like hiding my neck, protecting myself. My shoulders come up. Embrace change. Moving from the 2005 Dodge Ram with a Hemi to the Cadillac Escalade ESV. You have to embrace change. It's uncomfortable sometimes, all the time. It's comfortable now, but I realize how uncomfortable I was before I made the change. After the change, completely comfortable. Dude, you should try driving around the country in a Cadillac Escalade ESV. Way more. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about that. My front tire was like, sounded like it was going to come off. I'm like, I literally, like, I drove that truck up to North Carolina to go see my client, the Veterans Healing Farm up in Mills River, North Carolina, from Daytona Beach. The entire time I drove up and drove back with and without AC, sweating like a stuck pig, and with the fear that the front tire was going to come off because there was some kind of rattle. I'm like, I was so scared to look. I'm like, I don't want to know, dude. I'm like, and this is how I was moving through the world. I'm like, I have done like all this like magnificent stuff. I've inspired people all over the world. I'm like, I've changed lives. I've inspired people to start their own businesses. And here I am driving around in this POS, you know, like scared the tire's gonna fall off. I'm like, it was really easy to embrace the Cadillac change. You know what I'm saying? The Cadillac state of mind, baby. Embrace change. You know, it is just, you are going to feel fear. I'm like, by the time I drove onto the lot at the Cadillac dealership, dude, I was so effing ready. But I'm like, when you move from one, you know, it really is, for me, it was like one extreme to the other. Like the first thought about changing might be scared, like in leaving a relationship, you know. I have, you know, I have one more. I'm like, there's one more conversation that I need to have. And that's scary to think about doing that. But I will tell you this, when you embrace that, it's just so empowering. I went to the ocean, I sat in my Cadillac. It's way more comfortable to sit there and cry in a Cadillac than it is in a clapped out Dodge Ram with a Hemi. The Hemi was the only thing the damn thing had going for it. But God, I do love the Hemi. It sounded so good. I sit there and I'm like, just like the purr of the engine, and I'm like, it feels so good. I resonated with it. All right. Next chapter is be grateful. And that's easy for me today. And I'm like, in the beginning, it will have like just zero gratitude, just all anger. And I just have moved like the chapters in this and what you will like move through by reading this book and by taking taking the steps. And like I said, I write down every single step of how to create your blueprint. Be grateful. It is of utmost importance that every day I think about what I have in my life that I am grateful for, even if the only thing that comes to mind that day is coffee. Even if the only thing that you have to be grateful for is that you woke up on the right side of the dirt, sit there on the right side of the dirt and just feel grateful for yourself. I have a mind. Thank you. I have eyes, or I have arms, or I have hands. Look, we're going through a lot of stuff as human beings, and you might be in a really bad place right now. You know, like just physically or mentally, emotionally, whatever that wherever, like, what you focus on, you will bring about, right? So just if you focus on that gratitude, I guarantee what will show up in your life is more things to be grateful for. Look for things to be grateful for, and as a practice, the best way to get out of anger and depression and just anxiety. Stop telling people you're anxious. Stop telling people that you're depressed. I mean, like, if you need, if you need to have that conversation, I'm not saying hide it, but I'm also saying what you focus on is what you'll bring about. So just be grateful. Find the things. Sun rises, sun sets. One more day on the Life is Good tour. Thank you for one more day on the Life is Good tour. Wake up every morning. Thank you for one more day on the Life is Good tour. When it's time to go to bed, thank you for one more day on the Life is Good tour. Because I guarantee you, what you focus on is what you're going to get. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude. The more you find things to be grateful for, you're reprogramming your mind. Because if you look for things to be depressed about, I guarantee you will find them. It's fucking easy in this day and age. It is so easy in this day and age. If you go and watch the news, I guarantee you're going to be angry. If you watch politics, I guarantee you'll be angry. If you listen to all the BS on social media, I guarantee you'll be angry. Go find, like, first of all, get off of social media and go start living your life. Start making it. Like, support the people on social media that are spreading positivity. If you are focusing on anger, if you are watching social media and the things to be angry about, this is me doom scrolling. Don't do it. No, don't doom scroll. Find things that are positive. Go find the leaders who are leading people to positivity. Go support them. I guarantee you, if you stop looking at the news, it'll stop showing up in your algorithms on your social media. Your algorithms of your mind, same. It's the same, y'all. This is something you need to be violently protective of, is your social media feed. Do not feed the negativity, right? Don't feed politics, don't feed negativity, don't feed fear, feed gratitude, feed people. Go support people who are grateful, who are spreading positivity, who are spreading love. Because if you're watching that negativity, and if you're spending any time on it, it'll keep showing up in your life, whether it's in your algorithms online or here, it'll continue showing up, dude. Be grateful, feed grateful people, support grateful people, stop feeding the BS. Otherwise, you're feeding them, dude. It's like a stray cat. Politics are like a stray cat. You feed them offers, they're going to keep showing up at your doorstep. And you're feeding a stray cat that's angry and will scratch you and will give you cat scratch fever. No. Give back. Having the ability to give back to my community through my sculpture, through my teaching, through my love, has been one of the many unexpected blessings that have occurred because of my journey. Give back, y'all. If the only thing that you can give back is have a nice day, and I'm going to write a book about this. I was just told about a book about this the other day. It's something I do naturally in my life today, is like honoring others. I just had a conversation with a gentleman. I believe the book is called Nice Bike. I should have looked this up. However, it's just about finding what you like about people. And instead of like walking through Walmart and seeing someone who is, of Walmart and pointing it out here, practice finding people with shirts that you like, or like that you like their hair, their outfit. If you're a girl, walk into a girl's bathroom and you see a woman who's like doing her hair and makeup, and looking good, sister. If you're a dude, just be like, different. Like, I don't have that experience, so I'm not gonna get it. You know what I mean? If you see a veteran with a hat or a shirt, stop them and thank them. If you see a piece of garbage that might have accidentally blown out of a garbage can, walk over, pick it up, and go put it in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? Give back. Hold a door, tell someone you like something, find something you like about a person, and go over and genuinely compliment them on that. That will serve you more than anything else I've said. Giving back will serve you more than anything else that's in this book, because it changes anger, frustration, anxiety, and fear into gratitude. Let that resonate for a minute. Best thing you'll ever do. There's a book called Nice Bike that someone wrote. It's out there somewhere. This gentleman told me about it. It was mandatory reading for their company. I freaking love you for sharing that with me. That's Clockworks. I'm like, I've got their sticker here somewhere. I'm like, Clockworks, get clocked. Right? Brian Clock and his wife, their company made it like mandatory reading for their employees. Nice Bike. It's about finding something you love about someone and just going to let them know. That is an act of kindness. You have no idea. First of all, it's for you. You'll have no idea how that will affect someone else's life. You have no idea what someone else is going through. All of us are going through our own mountains. We're all climbing our own mountains. You have no idea how that will change someone's life. There was a commercial I saw once that showed how an act of kindness moved through the city. And it was like one dude did something for someone else, and then that person, like, it changed their entire day. And then they went on and did something for someone else, and you literally watch this good deed move through the city. I want to recreate that. If someone's out there and wants to help me recreate that, I'm like, I want to do it modern day with me. Dude, I'm like, just putting it out in the universe. How giving back, how a simple act of kindness, you could stop someone from committing suicide. You could stop someone from killing. So I mean, like, and like, that's extreme experiences, but you also have no idea. And it does, dude. And a simple act of kindness, it changes your resonance, your vibrational frequency. It brightens your light. It pulls your mask down. Go out and put a mirror up to someone else and show them how freaking awesome they are. It is life-changing for both of you. Go look someone in their eyes. You know, go tell them how special they are. We need to hear this, y'all. We're neighbors. We're neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my neighbor to hurt my other neighbor. I don't want my neighbor to hurt themselves. Dude, during COVID, my neighbor killed himself. Like, no kidding. Like, my neighbor killed himself at the beginning of COVID. I'm like, I didn't know this human being. And it's unfortunate. And it's just such a gross understatement. I'm like, I was having my own struggles. And I'm like, 2 houses down on the other side of the road, dude killed himself. It broke my friggin' heart, man. I'm like, had I walked down that end of which I didn't walk that way. I always drove that way. I never, like, they weren't outside. I didn't get to see them. I didn't get to know them. They were, you know, and I'm like, and it just happens every freaking day. I'm like, there by the grace of God go I, right? Because I spent like more than the first half of my life, like, suicidal. I was killing myself slowly with just, you know, everything's a hammer, dude. And I was using a lot of different hammers to beat myself up with, whether it was the way I was eating, it was the people I was choosing in my life, the decisions I was making, you know, drugs and alcohol and just relationships, dude. All of those things are hammers. And you will, if you don't do it with one thing, I'm like, you might not be a drug addict, but you might be a relationship addict, which you're just beating the hell out of yourself with crappy relationships or one crappy relationship, you know? And it's just, by giving back, we get out of ourselves and we just start holding a mirror up to other people and just showing them how beautiful, incredible, and sweet and kind and wonderful they are. You know, together we rise. I can't say that enough. Give back. Have fun. I think that's the last chapter. I'm like, oh no, have fun. Second to the last. I am a big kid. It's like my brain is missing the thingy that tells you, okay, you're an adult now, and jumping on the bed is not what adults do. Have fun, man. Like, just because you're a grown up, don't mean you have to grow up. And if you're one of my teens, look at, you don't ever have to grow up. If you're a big kid, if you're just, and I balance on like lines, I look at the clouds. I was spending yesterday, I was like, oh, I was over at the Iron Horse yesterday. I listened to a great band. I was looking at the clouds, and I was looking for like just, I look for shapes in the clouds, and I love to watch how the clouds, different layers move, you know, at different speeds, and they do different things. I'm a big kid. I play, I have fun. I'll never apologize for it. And I'm like, move my hair. Oh, come on, don't fail now. Don't fail. Damn it, man. Armpit farts, dude. I'm like, I'm the queen. I can do it on my leg pits, too. Have fun. Be a big kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to wear the mask of adulthood as, like, I have to be serious. You know what I'm saying? Go, do, be, have fun, play. Be yourself, man. Yes, you have to be responsible, but you don't have to always be mature. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome for that. I'm like, if you want a tutorial on how to do armpit farts, email me. You have to make yourself laugh, man. Don't take life seriously. Nobody gets out alive. No regrets. I've always done what I have felt was right for me, even if everyone else in my life didn't understand it at the time. This is me resonating with me. This is true self, right? No regrets, people. Just, you have to march to the beat of your own drum. The entire time I was moving towards starting a full-time business as an artist, going full-time as an artist, no one supported me. Everyone thought it was bat crap crazy, and here I am living my best life, y'all. No one saw it, but I saw it. No one might understand what you're doing, and hopefully in today's day and age, like, there's more supportive people out there living their dreams. Social media has really just blessed my life with the ability to, you know, to just reach and share with everybody, and like, we all are getting to see it, and like, people are starting their businesses because I've done it and I've succeeded. It's not easy. It's possible for everybody, but dude, you are going to die. Memento mori. And I wish I had my sticker with me. If y'all don't know, like, oh, I do. Oh, I will show you this. This is my business logo. This is my business logo. It is me. Check it out. Do you see the resemblance? If you don't know, the skull in my logo means memento mori. Memento mori, memento mori. It is a Latin term, I love Latin, that means remember death. And it is the most uplifting thing ever. It is, remember one day you must die, and therefore we should be living our life on a daily basis with that in mind. You know, are you doing what you love? Do you want to, like, if today is your last day, I'm like, look, I could have like a blood clot in my brain. I could have, an airplane could fall on my shop. Like, any number of things can happen. We have no idea what later today has in store for us. We must be living every single day as if it's our last, because one of these days it's going to be. Therefore, I inspire you to start designing and creating a blueprint of what your inspired life would look like. If everything was perfect and money was no object, and like limitations were no object, and other people's BS was no object, what would your perfect life look like? What would you want to do? What do you want to do every single day that would like just send you? And listen, there are people getting paid for farting right now and for feet pictures and all the things. And so I'm like, What would send you? What would make you happy? What would inspire you to do every single day? Because literally with social media, with the ability, like we could do anything we want and get paid for it, people. What brings you joy? What serves you? What would serve others? What could you share? You know? No regrets, people. And that's it. You know? And I'm like, and that's it. That was so much. That was so much. It is straightforward and easy. It is not simple. But if I can do it, anyone can. You can get your signed copy, your personally signed copy on my website. Buy stickers, buy books, buy wall art available. I have limited edition wall art available. I have sculptures available. Please support me because I am supporting millions of people. I am teaching and guiding and supporting millions of people to live a life beyond their wildest dreams. And when you support me in supporting so many other people. My current project that I am working on, you could go over to my website. Please go over to my website and check this out. I am in the process of designing and creating a sculpture for the Veterans Healing Farm. My client up in Mills River, North Carolina. Please do your own research first because I understand that different veteran things. Please, they're a nonprofit, 100% nonprofit. They are an incredible nonprofit that is supporting veterans completely free. What they're doing is the Veterans Healing Farm is a farm, a sacred space where veterans are welcome to. They're teaching classes. They are the brochures right here. They're doing equine therapy. They're doing canine therapy. They are growing plants, gardening and growing plants and flowers. They're doing medicinal, like non-traditional medicines, and they are helping veterans heal themselves from PTSD with natural medicines. Now, you've just heard a lot of my story, and so you understand why this is so important to me. This is why I've connected with them, and this is why I've decided to donate approximately, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm saying approximately a year of my life to make them a sculpture that I am donating to them. 100% donation, 100% of my time donated. I need your help. I can't do this alone. I don't want a penny out of their pocket. I want to do this as a community because it is together we rise. The veterans have given me, they have fought for my right to party, okay? And I am not saying that to undermine what they've done. They have fought, like literally have given their lives so that I can do what I love every single day. So us Americans can do whatever we love every single day. We get to choose. They chose to sign over their freedom, their life, their security, and their safety, and have gone to war, for us. It is so important that we serve those who serve us. They have served, and whether they have gone overseas or not, they have put their lives, they have put their minds, their bodies, their spirits on the line for us. And we need to give back. Please help me help them. The story and what I am doing, and I don't know what the sculpture looks like right now. I am literally 7 months into design because this is something that when a military veteran stands in front of this sculpture at the Veterans Healing Farm someday, soon, and I'm, like I said, I am physically working, I'm mentally and physically working on what the design is at this time, that when they stand in front of it, I know that it feels like peace and healing. This will long outlive all of us. It'll long outlive me. It'll long outlive you. And by us coming together as a community to build this for them, this is our legacy. This is something of foundational, of significance that will long outlive us. I cannot do it alone. I need money for materials. I need money to support me to pay for this. And everything you do, it's supporting me giving back this way so that I could sit here and share my experience so I can teach and guide and inspire people to live a life beyond their wildest dreams. There's because I don't draw. Well, as a lie. I am learning to, because I'm learning to draw, that it is, I cannot wait to sit down and share this design with Al, who is the director of the Veterans Healing Farm. I might be onto something. I'm really, 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 really thinking, like, we'll see. We'll see. I'm like, it might be it. But please go over to my website and check out the project. Please make your own decisions as far as like if it's something that you feel is for you to support. If it is, like, please go check them out. Do your own research. Like I said, I don't ever want you to, um, you support me in that by buying stickers, by buying books, by liking, sharing, and commenting on my social media, by sharing out this video, by talking about my sculptures, by talking about my story, by talking about my books. It's together we rise. I give everything that I can through my videos, and I still, I need that support so that I can continue doing what I'm doing. Shameless self-promotion. Please, please like and share and comment. It means more to me than I can ever put into words. This might not resonate with you, but it might resonate with someone you know, so please share it. If the Veterans Healing Farm sculpture is something that you would like to support, please go over to my website, go check it out, go do your research. I could use donations for that. I've started, I'm like, I have a little jug. I'm like, I've started. I got donations during Bike Week. I had posters that I was signing, and in order to get a signed poster, I was asking people to make donations. I've collected a couple $100 so far. I don't know how much is in there. I haven't had a chance. I'm like, I still haven't even had a chance to check. I'm like, but it is all going, 100% is going to support me to create this sculpture that I don't know what it looks like, but I know it feels like peace and healing. And I say when a veteran, but I do feel like when anyone that has had to move through this world wearing armor, any kind of armor, whether it's a uniform or just physical armor, you know what I mean? Like, because I've had to wear armor in order to move through the world, dude. And I'm like, I am taking it off. I just like raw dogging it. I don't need it anymore. But there's been, for my whole life, I've needed this armor to move through the world. This sculpture is allowing me, this design process is allowing me to to take the armor off, you know? I don't need it anymore. I'm moving through the world with comfort and joy and gratitude and love. So I am so grateful for you. This is a team sport. Without you hanging out and watching this, without you to teach, I don't get the ability to teach. So I'm so grateful for you. This has been the most inspiring morning of my life. If you are not living an inspired life today, if you are not going, yes, I get to do this, if you are not in love with every single second of your life, this will change everything. Just doing one thing, just taking one chapter and implementing that into your life. And you don't need to do this all at once. Baby steps. Look at, you can eat an entire elephant one bite at a time, okay? You don't have to like swallow the whole damn elephant at once. You can eat an elephant one bite at a time. It's patience with yourself as you're going through it. I am grateful beyond words for you. I believe in you, and I know this isn't easy, but I know it's so possible. What this will grow into, what creating a blueprint, a picture of what life would just inspire you beyond your wildest dreams. What this will do for you is just, you have a profound, 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 profound experience, y'all. It's not easy, but it is so friggin' worth it. Be excellent to yourself. Be excellent to each other. Do something today to live an inspired life tomorrow. Foundation, y'all. I love you and I believe in you. See you soon. 5 minutes of me figuring out how to end the live stream.